The News at 10 on 2 Works For You starts right now.
And we start with rain moving in right now. A little misty in Green Country. Brett, we could see more rain tonight and into tomorrow.
That's right. The mist is going to continue through the night, maybe develop into a little bit of rain. The best way to show you that we do have some precipitation falling in the area is to look at the streets from the tower camera. You can see some very light precipitation there. And then from the downtown camera, just look how foggy it is. And just the visibility obscured by this just thick mist that is coming down. And I've turned on the dual polarization of our Storm Shield radar. And those areas in red, those are the maybe an actual raindrop or just some very fine mist that this kind of type of radar can pick up. And then we go to reflectivity mode and notice that you can't see it. So that just gives you an indication of how fine these little raindrops are outside right now. Grove currently at 43. Sand Springs is at 46, Okmulgee's at 44. So overnight tonight, mist, drizzle, and light rain, and a temperature of 43. Tomorrow afternoon looks mainly dry, but we got more rain moving in tomorrow night. I've got the latest future track on the Thursday night, Friday rain, and how most of that rain might miss us, Russ.
All right, Brett, thanks. We look forward to the update on that. Well, you can track weather wherever you go. Just download our 2 News Storm Shield app. Works just like a weather radio. And don't forget to wake up with us. 2 News meteorologist Brittany Rainey will be tracking the rain chances overnight so you can plan your day. Again, 2 News today starts at 5 a.m. New at 10, 2 News making calls after viewers in Wagner tell us the power is out. Wagner police tell us that thousands are without power right now. City crews are working to find where the problem is. Right now, there's no timeline on when that power will be turned back on. All right, a developing story right now. A tragic scene tonight in Midtown Tulsa neighborhood. A Tulsa Transit bus was making a routine stop in front of a pharmacy when it hit a man. 2 News reporter Nathan Edwards joins us live at 31st and Harvard with some new information he just got from police. Nathan?
Well, Russ, within the last hour, investigators cleared the scene at this bus stop behind me. This is where a 50-year-old man was killed. This is the tragic scene. TBD officers say he was trying to catch up with a bus here on Harvard. They believe he was running along the curb when he tripped and fell onto the ground. The bus ran him over. When officers arrived, they found the man with his arm trapped under the bus, and they say it appears that he died after hitting his head on the pavement. But at this point, information is still limited as investigators try to gather more from witnesses on the bus.
I'm not really sure what they actually saw, whether they even saw him or not. So, everybody, of course, is a little shaken up, but, we're trying to get the details from them and just try to piece together the information to figure out just what happened.
Police say it's still not clear why the man was running after the bus. This area is a routine stop for Tulsa Transit. Now, as soon as we get more information on this case, we'll be posting it up on our website, kjrh.com. Reporting live in Midtown Tulsa tonight, Nathan Edwards, 2 News Works For You.
All right, Nathan, thanks. Now to a football fiasco. The OSSAA decides that Locust Grove does not have to face off against Oklahoma City's Douglas High School again. In last Friday's game, a ref mistakenly threw out a Douglas touchdown in the final minute of the game. It's after a ref threw a flag on the assistant coach for allegedly bumping him. 2 News reporter Liz Bryant reveals the coach's bold move today in Oklahoma City. Liz?
Well, this OSSAA board stressed over and over again today, we have a policy in place. It's policy 48. Every time a coach steps onto that field, he or she takes a risk that a ref will make a mistake. This game only won by 1 point, but the number of lessons learned are countless.
My team needs a heart. Take mine. Do not take theirs.
Oklahoma City's Douglas head coach promised to sit out the playoffs if this board let his players take the field.
I still have a concern.
But that wasn't good enough for the OSSAA. In an 8-3 vote, board members ruled not a single second of this game needs to be replayed.
Mistakes don't discriminate when they happen.
Satisfaction for Locust Grove.
Rules are rules, and sometimes enforcement of rules is an unpleasant task, and sometimes it makes several people unhappy. But it's important to have some structure.
What do you say to OSSAA?
It's good.
The Douglas head coach would not talk to us afterwards. The school's attorney did, however.
We have stated very clearly what we want, and we didn't get it today. But those players, they're good and they're resilient, those student athletes and those coaches. And I think it's an opportunity for them to show how they respond to a tough situation.
OSSAA still investigating the game as this refs report states that the Douglas coach yelled foul names at refs and even threatened, "You better get an escort to your car."
Emotions. an uncontrollable thing that we have sometimes.
And the Douglas attorney says he plans to file an injunction first thing tomorrow morning to void the results from tonight. It's also an effort to hold up Friday's semifinal game that Douglas doesn't get to play in. In Oklahoma City tonight, Liz Bryant, 2 News Works for You.
All right, Liz, thanks. We will continue following that. Meantime, some new information tonight about an East Tulsa burglary that was caught on camera from start to finish. Police tell 2 News that they have ID'd another person involved in this case. They say that Larissa Guerrero helped the 2 women seen in the video sell the items stolen from the house. Investigators say that she recently pawned the laptops at a secondhand store. Also new tonight, police filed a warrant against Deirdre Lamone, who they say is one of the women seen in the video. They believe, though, that she has left town. In a 2 News follow-up, 2 Muskogee businessmen stepping up to help catch a thief. They each donated $1,000 to the reward for a recent home invasion and armed robbery. That brings the total reward now to $3,000. Police say at least 3 men robbed an elderly woman twice in 2 days. The 83-year-old woman is nearly deaf. Anyone who can help identify the suspects should contact police. New at 10, a pet owner finally seeing justice tonight, a week after her dog was killed by a pack of pit bulls. 2 News reporter Nathan Edwards with an update on this 2 News exclusive that we first brought you last week. It's a story that he was working on today before he moved on to a developing story.
7 days have passed since Patty Sanders' Chihuahua Finders was killed by 4 pit bulls. The dog was pulled through the fence in her midtown Tulsa backyard, drugged to another where he was viciously attacked. The violent dogs remained in the neighborhood until today.
They're out to kill. That's it. They don't just bite somebody or bite an animal. They want to kill it. So I feel much better that they're gone.
Animal control arrived at this house and issued a citation. The owner voluntarily gave up his 4 pit bulls to authorities.
We don't know which specific animal out of the 4 actually initiated the attack. We don't know if it was a group attack. So the decision was made to go ahead and euthanize them.
The owner also turned over this pit bull puppy. Tonight it's out of harm's way in a foster home until it's old enough to adopt.
They were able to take care of the only dog that was worth saving. I just hope it gets a really good home. You got an itchy tummy.
Patty is finally at ease, knowing her other dog Keepers is no longer at risk.
I don't have to worry about it anymore. And nobody else does either.
That fear might be gone, but Patty is still upset, praying for the day that she finally gets an apology from the pit bull's owner.
I think the owners should face the people that he allowed to get harmed.
The owner is charged with a misdemeanor and will appear in court later this month. In Midtown Tulsa tonight, Nathan Edwards, 2 News Works for You.
All right, Nathan, thanks. Right now, a Manford man is in jail on several charges of being a peeping Tom. Tommy William Smith Jr. is held on $120,000 bond. He's charged with 2 counts of lewd molestation and 4 counts of peeping Tom using photographic or electronic equipment. His court date is set for later this month. Well, tomorrow morning, a woman will get a long-awaited biopsy thanks to the 2 News investigators. Marquita Lyons is Cherokee and has access to Indian health care. A mammogram found with 99% certainty that she has cancer. Still, she was denied a biopsy by the Creek Nation.
Are these my last breaths? Are these my last days? Is there a 60-40? Is there a 80-20?
Well, after our investigation, the Creek Nation is now funding that biopsy. The nation's Secretary of Health told us that 90% of their contracted services are funded. A rape case making national headlines today. A Norman teen charged with raping a high school student was in court. What the judge is saying about the future of this case.
And weather-wise, we're tracking rain. Right now, some mist in the area, but rain developing, and it could even become more widespread by Friday morning.
It's not quite Christmas, but one family got the ultimate gift today. How long a special reunion has been in the works? You're watching 2 News Works for You at 10.